folks, I'm back. It's been a few minutes. Had to get me a cigarette. You know, hooray, cancer. Anyway, so the rhop method that goes along with the Tippmann. Actually, Tippmann's take an AEG barrel. So I guess this particular method will work for any AEG out there. So I will have to put another video, or I have to take this particular segment and upload it separately just in case people want to watch that and they don't have a fancy to watching anything that has to do with Tippmann beforehand. Anyway, as I stated in the title, this is a 5-minute rhop mod. Two things worth mentioning. One, the work takes 5 minutes, if that. Two, it takes about a day. I usually leave it sit 48 hours to dry, just to be on the safe spot. You are using some liquid silicone composite. You are, in fact, going to have a little bit of time that you're going to have to wait for this to dry. But between the preparation, the application, and then the cleanup afterwards, you're looking at about a total of 5, maybe 10 minutes at the best of actual physical labor before you're ready to put your goddamn gun together and shoot the fucking thing. So, what you're going to need, fuck that water bottle, clear silicone sealant. Comes in a variety of colors. Well, the clear doesn't. The clear comes as clear. But silicone sealant. This is just some cheap pack that I bought of Gorilla brand. I didn't want, the first time I ever did this, I had a caulk gun that had a little bit left over from a bathtub job that I did. And so I used that, but it's really hard to keep a caulk tube proficient considering you're only going to be using a glob about the size of, you know, at the very most, a dime. But get a fast food straw. Could be McDonald's, could be Burger King, could be anywhere. Fast food straws are wider than most of the straws you'll buy at the store, which is why I use them. Get yourself a trusty dusty pig sticker and or murder weapon and or X-Acto knife, depending on how you're using the thing. And you're going to take one of your straws, well, both of them, and you're going to put a slit vertically all the way down it. One of them, you're going to want to be made skinnier than it normally would have been. And this, set it down for just 1 sec. You're going to slide that inside the barrel to where it perfectly takes up all of the barrel window. Like this. Look. Perfect inside. Great shape. Alright. Your next one. We'll do it this way. Your next one will go outside of your barrel. Like so. And you're going to leave that there. We'll come to that in another minute. But you're going to take this. You're going to come to another thing that you need. Oil has to be petroleum based. Could be anything. Could be really, really thin, lightweight motor oil. Could be 3-in-1 oil. Could be, in my case, Hops number 9 gun oil. Because that's just what I have laying around. Anyway, you're going to take one little drop. Put it in your hop-up window. Boop! Just like that. You know, make sure that the silicone you're about to apply does not stick to that straw. What you do is you get yourself a little glob over here, as I've already got, of the silicone. Oh, no, that one's no good anymore. That's already started to set. That stuff definitely didn't take long. Okay, so go ahead and get yourself another little glob of shit out here. Okay, so there you go. Got your glob of shit. Silicone. That barrel window that you've got the oil in, you're going to want to roll it right through there. The plastic, I use wax paper sometimes because then you can leave it on there. The plastic will stick. Give me 1 second. The plastic will stick. So what I tend to do is smear. I kind of do this, where I dab it and I get it to take up that whole barrel window. It doesn't need to be nice, it doesn't need to be clean, it doesn't need to be neat. It just needs to be free of bubbles on the surface that's touching the plastic straw that's inside the barrel. And this camera on a Galaxy S9 really likes to be a pain in the ass when it comes to focusing. Not impressed, Samsung. Not impressed. Anyway, it might be just the lighting in here, I'm not sure. But anyway, you got this big old dilapidated fucking mess of shit all over your barrel window. How are we going to turn that into a fucking nicely made rhop patch? Well, we're going to go like this. We're going to take that other piece of straw that we have, and we're going to slide it guillotine style right up over where that thing would have been patched. Now, as you can see, I'm going to leave this sit just like this until it dries. I'm not worried about moving it. I'm not worried about stuff sticking together. When it dries, you'll be able to peel the outside straw off, and you'll be able to take an X-Acto blade, your pig sticker and or murder weapon, and you'll be able to clean up everything around the opening of the barrel before you pull that straw out. And it will make a perfect shape on the outside of the patch as well as on the inside of the patch that touches the barrel. So when everything is said and done, I did this with another barrel a few minutes before this. You're going to end up with this dilapidated pig shit mess. But as you can see, even though the straw and everything is covered in shit, the actual patch is a pretty solid shape. Oh, God, I hate this camera. I could have probably done better with a GoPro. But yeah, the patch should be a pretty solid uniform shape all the way across the barrel window. So you wait for it to dry a day, maybe two. Yeah, all my airsoft stuff is everywhere. My place is a fucking mess right now. Getting ready for the weekend. But yeah, when all of this shit is dry, it'll clean up way easier than it looks. I promise. And when you take your straws apart and you clean it all up with an X-Acto knife and you pull that center straw out, you'll be able to take your X-Acto knife and just ever so slightly, what I usually do is I take a Q-tip and I cut the cotton end off, and then I push the patch out of this barrel window. I actually break it out of there completely when I get the straw out. And then you take the inside corners that would touch the barrel window on the inside of the barrel, and I will clean those up as nice and neatly as I can. Make them all really clean, nice, sharp corners. And then I will simply put a small little bead of super glue all the way around that patch, and that will give you your perfect rhop patch when you put it back in. It won't go anywhere. Super glue will hold it in place. I did make the mistake of rhopping like this without super gluing the patch in, and it was absolutely terrible because the first few rounds broke the patch loose, shoved it down the barrel, jammed the gun. Pulled the patch out, ran it like a flat hop, didn't have any problems. Wanted the rhop back. Did it like this. You must make sure to super glue the patch inside the barrel window. And hopefully you won't get any of that super glue inside the barrel. If you do, don't freak out. Don't put anything in there. Don't do anything. Wait for it to dry completely, and then take the softest grinding wheel or cylinder or attachment that you have regardless, and stick it inside the barrel and grind the glue down so that it is flush. Just be sure you don't damage your patch when you do that. But yeah, that's basically it. Again, sorry for the shitty filmography. I am not a professional videographer in any way, shape, or form. That's why I'm not charging anybody for these videos, because yeah, let's face it, you'd really pay for that. But yeah, when I do this for people on any AEG barrel, they've never had any complaints, regardless of how much fun they've made of me for how it looks along the process. But I charge them $1 because this is like, I don't know, somewhere between $5 or $10. I really don't remember. So basically, as long as this tube pays itself off within the next year of airsoft that I do, I consider it a win. And I'm helping everybody else out along the way. So, yeah. That being said, if anybody's got any questions or comments or anything like that, feel free to post them in the comments below. And I will do my best to get back to it in a timely fashion and reply to anything that needs answered. So, in the meantime, if it was helpful, hit the like button. If it wasn't helpful, hit the dislike button, the little thumbs down button, and then proceed to go fuck yourself for it. And in the meantime, I'm going to have a lot of airsoft stuff on here. I'm going to have a lot of video gaming stuff on here. The channel's still real young. There's going to be a lot of tutorials in both fields. So, if you feel like subscribing, I am not going to have my feelings hurt. That being said, everybody have a good one. Peace. And there you go, folks. A couple hours later, this isn't even overnight. Just a couple hours later. Getting the straw and everything removed. You've got a little bit that'll be able to be cleaned up. Like it looks like right there, I might have just a little bit of a rough patch. And the silicone looks like it's rough on the outside, but I assure you, aside from that little rough patch, it is almost perfectly straight and level all the way across. Once your bucking is on here, those little discrepancies won't mean anything. Your barrel, absolutely perfectly smooth on the inside. Here's your patch. There's no problem on the inside. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's what it looks like. Now, it'll probably been a lot cleaner too if I'd actually let this sit overnight. This has only been sitting at best an hour since I did that last shoot, and now that's where it's at. So, there you go.